'twas the time of the preacher.
I used to be such a nice guy.
Well, for a man that don't go healed, you run your mouth kind of reckless, don't you?
It's a little too early for being that loud. Hey, too late.
What an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere.
I guess I'm the only one that remains unaffiliated.
Welcome to the 4-1 Podcast, where for 4 minutes we explore one topic. Let's talk about being bored. You ever get bored? Like, life just doesn't have enough excitement for you. See, I've got a 13-year-old son right now, and I find that he's bored quite a bit. I'll say, "What's wrong, buddy?" "I'm bored." I think, really? I mean, this kid's got so much at his fingertips, so many different things he can do. He's got activities, and he's bored. But you know, I've seen that in myself as well and in others. I think one of the reasons that we're so bored is we forget that we are creative, that we were created in God's image. And the first thing we learn about God is that He is creator, which means that He is creative. And we are created in His image, which makes us creative as well. And when we fail to create, to be a part of creating things, and we just become participants in other things, I think that leads to boredom. It doesn't quite satisfy us enough. And so be creative. Years ago, when I was a student pastor, we went on a backpacking trip with just some guys, and we hiked up into the mountains and we set up camp. And there was no agenda. We were going to be there for several days, and we had no agenda. It was just to be outdoors and to camp. Well, it didn't take very long before the students were saying, "I'm bored, I'm bored." And guys were just kind of sitting around not knowing what to do. Well, here was a perfect opportunity to create. I had a pocket knife, and we had some fire, and there was wood laying around, and I picked up a piece of wood that to me resembled a bat. See, I could look at the wood and I could see a bat forming in the wood. So I began to whittle. And students started coming around and going, "Ooh, what are you making? What are you making?" And I said, "I'm making a bat." Well, I mean, what good's a bat if you have no ball? Well, that's no good. Now, it's one thing to whittle a bat out of a stick. It's not much of a stretch. You might even say that's really not all that creative at all. And I'd probably have to agree with you. And so the students were like, "Well, we need a ball, we need a ball." And so I took another piece of wood, and it took me 2 days, but I made a mountain ball. Took a piece of wood and started to carve and to whittle. I even put the words mountain ball into it. And I keep this in my study, and I look at it often because it reminds me that anything can be brought to life. Just a simple chunk of wood can become a ball. We took the mountain ball and the bat, and we all had caps, and we started playing a game called mountain ball. The caps were our gloves, and we used the bat and the ball, and we had a blast. We played for a couple of days, and you know, it was the highlight of the trip. We weren't bored at all. And so no matter who you are, or where you are, or what's around you, if you tap in to who you are as a part of God's creation, but more than that, created in His image, to be creative, you'll find that life gets a lot more exciting in a hurry. And so if you're bored, maybe it's time to create. Create some ways to connect with other people. I hope you're praying for one, and as you pray for one, look for ways to connect with other people. Be creative in your relationships. Do new things, try new things, experience new things. Create more opportunities to connect with more people. And as you do, God's kingdom will get bigger. Pray for one.